हाय एवरीवन, गुड आफ्टरनून। वेट करते हैं हम कुछ मिनट जिससे लोग हमें ज्वाइन करें। हाउ इज एवरीवन डूइंग टुडे?
All good. That's a volatile day, but yeah, I mean, ended well.
Okay, I'm just waiting for a few more people to join. Mr. Raj and Mr. Rajesh, we'll just wait for a couple of seconds. Hi, Mr. Mayur, thank you for dropping us a hi. Thank you for dropping us a hello. आप लोग हमारी ऑडियंस को रिक्वेस्ट है, आप लोग जैसे जैसे हमें ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं, प्लीज ड्रॉप अस अ हाई इन द कमेंट्स एंड आई होप यू कैन हियर मी प्रॉपर्ली.
Yeah, I can hear.
Great. Okay, hi everyone, and welcome to Indiabulls Securities. Hi, Mr. Rahul. Hi, Abhijit. Hi, Akila. Thank you so much for dropping us a hi. सो आई एम आंचल पाठक और आज के वेबिनार में आपका स्वागत है. जो हमारे रेगुलर व्यूअर्स हैं वो तो जानते ही होंगे कि ये हमारा निफ्टी एक्सपायरी वेबिनार है. हम इसे हर वेडनेसडे कंडक्ट करते हैं. हम इस वेबिनार में कुछ स्ट्रैटेजीज डिस्कस करेंगे और हमें ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं एज यूजुअल मिस्टर राजेश श्रीवास्तव जो क्वांट लैब के फाउंडर हैं. हमें एक और स्पेशल गेस्ट आज ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं मिस्टर राज नायर जो भी एक प्रोफेशनल ट्रेडर हैं. सो इट्स ग्रेट टू हैव द बोथ ऑफ यू joining us today, Mr. Rajesh and Mr. Raj. Thank you for joining us. And I can see a lot of people saying hi and hello. Hi, Mitesh. Hi, Rahman. Hi, Dinesh. Hi, Sudhakar. Hi, Naiba. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. So so first of all, how are the both of you doing? We've already had this discussion, but more people have joined. So how are you doing today? How is Wednesday treating you?
All good.
Good, Raj.
All good. Had a really volatile day today, so we can see. But yeah, the day ended on a good note. It's good. What about you, Achal?
Good for me. So, Mr. Rajesh, anything that you would want to remark before we start our webinar?
So, as an option trader, and why I'm emphasizing on option, because we are here to talk about expiry, and expiry is all about options. So,
Right.
as an option trader, the risk is when you don't know the future or everything is unpredictable. But today was the day when we opened up, we had a clear idea that we are going to see a sharp cut. Okay, and that's from the cues or all the analysis from the previous day and then all the previous week. But no one had idea that it will recover all the 300 point and then another 100 point on the top of that. Okay, so
Right.
yeah, predictable had happened, but then it comes like it followed by a unpredictable move. So when that thing happened, it becomes difficult for option trader. But then when we trade option, we just don't rely on one strategy. We go with a mix of directional, non-directional. So it's all about how flexible is our strategy. And then yeah, we took a hit at one point of time, but then we managed well afternoon.
Okay, so let's talk about strategies. What kind of strategies should you keep in mind for expiry trading day?
Yeah, so let me start and then we'll hear Raj. So
Right.
what is there on the table? We have 168 rupees on the premium. Okay. मैं बहुत बार आपके ये एक्सपायरी वाले सीरीज में बात कर रहा है. Whenever there is a synthetic is below the spot, it is not for the people who are not well versed or not deeply rooted into option trading. Okay, so if you remove the adjustment closing, our synthetic was 33,060 or something. Okay, which was well below where Nifty closed. Okay, तो एक तो है कि एक्सपायरी के लिए अगर आप बहुत ट्रेंड नहीं हो तो there is no point to take risk of 160 rupees. All you can make tomorrow, if market opens up and don't even move anything, you make 160 rupees. But then the unseen risk is much bigger than 160. Now coming back to what if this is your bread and butter, then you cannot sit outside. You have to do, you have to run the show, right? You cannot be, say trading is my bread and butter. I'm not going to get salary. I have to do something. तो उस केस में वी हैव टू कम आउट विद मल्टीपल स्ट्रैटेजी, लाइक थोड़ा सा नॉन डायरेक्शनल होगा, थोड़ा डायरेक्शनल. नॉन डायरेक्शनल के कुछ है नहीं, 160 रुपए है फॉर इट इज डिसेंट अमाउंट ऑफ मनी फॉर एक्सपायरी डे. बट देन द काइंड ऑफ वोलेटिलिटी वी हैव सीन 500 point today, like nearly 300 down and then full 300 recover. plus 100 up and then again that 100 gave up, then another 80 down. So 700 पॉइंट का वोलाटिलिटी है, ठीक है. सो रिस्क टू रिवार्ड इज नॉट very lucrative for tomorrow, but then we see प्रोफेशनल ट्रेडर दे कैन नॉट सिट आउटसाइड, तो जाना पड़ेगा. तो उनको अभी क्या है ना, थोड़ा डायरेक्शनल, थोड़ा नॉन डायरेक्शनल, थोड़ा छोटे एसएल एंड रिवर्स टाइप के स्ट्रैटेजी लेकर आने पड़ेंगे कल के लिए, ठीक है. तो विल टॉक मोर अबाउट दैट, बट लेट्स हियर राज.
So, like Rajesh just said here, so right now we are have in our table just 165 points. So that's not too much, but that's not too less for us. So considering the VIX, the VIX region we are in, that is approximately 14.8. So the speculative range for tomorrow is approximately 216 points. It can move either side. It's not just that कि वो 216 point ऊपर जाएगा या नीचे जाएगा. It can move either side. So considering that speculative move can be more than what is there on the table, so the risk reward is definitely not in our favor. So like Rajesh Bhaiya said, we cannot have a single strategy to trade tomorrow. So we can have a multiple basket of strategies. Some can be non-directional ones, some can be mean reverting ones, some can be directional ones with our own biases. Seeing the major range where the Nifty breaks out or breaks down, that's going to decide the strategies which we are going to use tomorrow, actually.
Right. So which strategy would you personally prefer to take up?
So right now, if we can see the zone which we are currently right now in. So exactly if we move past back to 2 weeks back, so we are exactly at the same spot which we were in. So Nifty today, as Rajbhai said, had a volatility range of 700 points. It moved by 700 points. So sitting at that zone again, and we have to see that whether the markets are going to take a break back again, or it's going to go up or go down. And depending on that way, we can sell our adjusted straddles as well with our own directional bias as well. Because considering the non-directional bias, we don't have much left on the table. And if we want to manage the risk as well, so we'll have to always limit our risk. We can consider our iron counters are there on the table as well. We can have our own directional bets as well. So moving forward, we'll have a look into the markets and decide accordingly. So we have to be flexible looking at the current market scenario.
Right, got it. Mr. Rajesh, I think आपके लिए already a question आ चुका है. What strategy is okay? Obviously, we've covered this. There was another question regarding, yes, what is synthetic price and how do you calculate it?
Okay, देखो, so let's understand why do we have to calculate. Next we'll learn how do you calculate. तो क्या होता है, and it is okay. If I say it is in nursery of the options, it will be too much, like थोड़ा ज़्यादा ही हो जाएगा. तो हम जब ऑप्शन सीखते हैं तो वो भी एक सीखते हैं कि how does the options traces its price, it's a derivative, derives from something, right? And then how does it settle down? So basically options traces value from the future and settle on the cash. Now वीकलीज में क्या होता है, आपका फ्यूचर इज एनीवे 150. अगर आज भी देखो तो एक्चुअली 86 पॉइंट का फ्यूचर था टुवर्ड्स द क्लोजिंग. एंड बाय द वे, जस्ट टू ऐड, this has increased. Yesterday was 66 point future premium. So this is the premium. So let's see, this is a very easy language for everybody. You were tracing a value till 329 from the future and suddenly you were forced to go down and start on the spot. So 86 points तो गया आपका. So to clear those kind of ambiguities, those kind of thing, there is there's a concept of call put parity. और वो करके जो वैल्यू आता है उसको फेयर वैल्यू बोलते हैं, कुछ लोग सिंथेटिक वैल्यू बोलते हैं. तो बेसिकली हम क्या करते हैं, स्पॉट का जो एटीएम होता है उस पे कॉल का वैल्यू ऐड करते हैं, पुट का वैल्यू माइनस करते हैं. जो नया लेवल आता है वो फेयर वैल्यू हो जाता है आपका वीकली के लिए, ठीक है. मंथली में फ्यूचर और वो सेम होता है. तो आचल this will help. And why? I mean, देखो, चलो, Raj has used a beautiful, I mean, one of the approach he said, mean reverting. So now आप mean reversion के लिए एक trade ले रहे हो, okay? And I'm sure somebody will ask what is mean reversion. Okay. तो एक ट्रेड ले रहे हो, फिर आपने कौन सा ऑप्शन स्ट्राइक बाई करना है, फार, OTM, ATM. तो इट इज ऑलवेज ट्रेडर प्रीफर टू गो विद द ATM. अभी अगर आप देखो तो स्पॉट और फ्यूचर में 86 पॉइंट का अंतर है, सो से 100 पॉइंट. तो फिर अभी एटीएम कौन सा होगा, स्पॉट कर लेंगे, फ्यूचर कर लेंगे. तो उसलिए क्या करते हैं हम, फेयर वैल्यू जो होता है उसके आसपास का एटीएम लेते हैं, सिंथेटिक वैल्यू का एटीएम लेते हैं, ठीक है. तो तो एटीएम अगर आप डीप इन द मनी ले लोगे तो देयर इज अ डिके आल्सो बाय द वे। आई मीन वो हमने एक सीरीज में बात करी थी कि हम जो एक भ्रम पाल के रखे हैं कि डीप इन द मनी में डिके नहीं होता है। देयर इज अ डिके, बट अगर इफ यू गो रॉन्ग इट द लॉस इज लिटिल बिगर देन योर एटीएम। ओके, एटीएम में तो खैर जीरो ही होता है। तो कमिंग बैक टू दिस पॉइंट, सिंथेटिक वैल्यू क्या है, सिंथेटिक का यूज क्या है और कैलकुलेट कैसे करते हैं। एक बार मैं मीन रिवर्जन पे भी आ जाऊं। इज देयर एनी क्वेश्चन फॉर दिस? What should focus tomorrow? Which strike price? What should focus tomorrow? What are the advisable for tomorrow, Mamta? And yeah, okay. So there are people have their different ways for mean reversion. But what if I have to do mean reversion? What I do? So when the price moves below the lower level of the Bollinger Band, so anticipate कि it will snap back to the middle of the Bollinger Band. So I go long, okay. And when it reaches the upside, I go short, okay. कब कब क्लोज करता हूँ तो जब वो मिडिल ऑफ द Bollinger Band आ जाता है। तो if I say it's a contra strategy, I'll not be absolutely right but neither wrong, okay. तो कल के लिए strategy should be a mix of directional, non-directional, and I think Raj added mean reversion, so you can plan. And mean reversion is more sophisticated and more quantifiable than you go wishful contra. Okay.
Right.
So let
We
me
are
take
still
some questions. There are
awaiting.
many questions on this. Tomorrow, which strategy you use for long?
Yes, people are just asking about the strategy for
हाँ
tomorrow.
जी, ये long side क्या है?
I think Mr. Rahman, you'll have to specify a little more. थोड़ा और आपको specification करना पड़ेगा अपने question का। आप comment section में डाल सकते हैं। We are still awaiting more questions. एक और question आया है. What is the
strike price would
effect
be?
of?
तो देखो
Can't
23,000
really talk about that
okay, go ahead.
on the webinar. But we can definitely talk about basic strategies. There's a question from Mr. Mayur Dedia. What is the effect of gamma on option prices on expiry day?
It can destroy if you are a seller in the last hour of move. So what idea is, if you are a seller and if you don't have an algorithm, you cannot manage those last hour of gamma move. So you exit the strategy much before closing hour comes in. If you are an algo trader, I mean, you can still be in the game, but depend how your back testing is, how your strategies are defined. But अगर आप algo नहीं करते हो तो it can destroy your whole trade book.
Right, Mr. Raj, anything to add to that question?
So जैसे राजेश भाई ने हमें अभी बताया कि what is the effect of gamma on prices on expiry book. So right now the kind of markets we are seeing is जिस हिसाब से हम लोग पहले ट्रेड किया करते थे तो the same strategies are no longer working now and we have to keep on adapting with it. अब right now the gamma moves are way much higher than what is used to be in the previous era, like before the regime shift. So like Rajesh bhai said, so we have to build our strategies in that way so that whenever the underlying gamma moves are there, so we can adjust very quickly. आप मैनुअली उन पोजीशंस को आप मैनेज नहीं कर सकते हो बिकॉज द काइंड ऑफ द मूवमेंट्स व्हिच आर देयर इन द करंट मार्केट्स लाइक इफ वी टेक द केस ऑफ सेंसेक्स yesterday, the way it fell down and the way there were gamma moves on the both end side, so to manage those things as an algo player and as your strategies are defined, being in an automated way is better than doing it manually. एंड गामा मूव्स आपको डिस्ट्रॉय कर देते हैं इफ यू एन ऑप्शन सेलर। आपके दोनों साइड के भी आपके पोजीशंस कटते हैं, वेदर यू आर सिटिंग ऑन द कॉल साइड ऑन द पुट साइड, डिपेंडिंग ऑन द स्ट्रेटजीज हाउ दे आर मेड. सो दैट्स हाउ वी आर गोइंग टू मैनेज आवर पोजीशंस.
राइट, गॉट इट. ट्रेडिंग साइकोलॉजी पर हम काफी डिस्कशंस करते हैं मिस्टर श्रीवास्तव. फिलहाल जो रिसेंट स्कोप रहा है मार्केट का, व्हाट इज द करंट what is your current take on the trader psychology?
दो चीजें आचार्य जी. एक तो why do you trade? Is it your bread and butter or it is your second part-time hobby or part-time work, or third you are just investing for long term? Okay, even though a lot of people invest for long term, but they are actively engaged. So if it is your bread and butter, you have a different psychology. Let me tell this, and since it is an option related, we are here because again, expiry is all about option. So I'm a trader, or I am trading, and I have a job. So trading, say, is my second part of activity or second part-time job. नाउ आई हैव प्लेस्ड अ स्टॉप लॉस से मैंने 20 रुपए का एक्सपायरी के टाइम खरीदा, वो एंटीसिपेशन की 20 का 200 हो जाएगा, और होता भी एक्सपायरी में तो होता भी है, और मैंने स्टॉप लॉस था मेरा 10 रुपया, और ये 12 पाया, आई हैव रिमूव माय स्टॉप लॉस बिकॉज आई नो इफ आई लूज दिस 20 रुपीज आई विल लूज 4000 रुपीज एंड एंड ऑफ द मंथ 30 तारीख को सैलरी आ जाएगी मेरी. बट इफ सेम थिंग इफ आई एम अ ट्रेडर and I have, of course, वो तो बहुत बड़ा लालच है 20 का 200 होना, so I will still go into the hero zero sort of thing, and if my stop loss is 12 rupees, I will never remove my stop loss, rather I will keep a stop loss at 18 because this is the only capital I have to run my show, right? If I blow it out, I don't have anything to run my family also. So the psychology, is a bigger things to discuss, but when we are talking about expiry, when we're talking about options, so the smallest example I can bring is this, okay? So आपका role क्या है? Why are you in this market? What is your objective? It decides your psychology. आप हमारे बहुत सारे व्यूअर अभी नौकरी भी करते होंगे, और वो दे कैन एक्सपीरियंस एक्चुअली कि अरे हाँ मैंने स्टॉप लॉस नहीं हटा था, कि नोइंग कि अरे 4000 तो है, एक्सपायरी पे 4000 रिस्क लेते हैं, और कुछ नहीं 30 तारीख को सैलरी आ जाएगी मेरी. बट अगर हमारे कोई ट्रेडर भाई इस लाइव है इस वक्त, तो उनको पता है वो 4000 क्या मैटर करता है. वो 4000 नहीं, वो 4000 अगर 52 बिक जाएगा तो कितना पैसा जाएगा, और हमारा कैपिटल कम हो जाएगा ना. So I'm not going to subsidize my losses because I'm not going to get a salary on 38th. So,
Mr. Raj, आपका क्या ख्याल है इस पर?
So adding to Raj Bhaiya's bit, as Raj Bhaiya said, ki our psychology matters, and on how exactly we are trading in the markets, whether we are doing it for the part time, whether we are a full-time trader, because that's our bread and butter. So yeah, so I'll completely agree on it because see, there will be many different approaches according to it. So if someone is a full-time trader, he'll put all of his effort in all on the strategies which he is making, and he will work hard for that. So जैसे like he said कि वो 20 का ऑप्शन पे अगर 30 का एसएल लगा रहे, तो या he will manage the risk in such a way कि हाँ 30 का एसएल गया, तो so he will be there to live another day. But for someone who is doing it as a part-time job, if he has put 1 lakh in his account, if that's blown up, he will say, "Yeah, ठीक है, I lost some money. I'll come back with some another form." But for someone who is a full-time trader, if he has 1 lakh in his account, he'll work hard for it, and he will take a minimalized and a calculated risk. Yeah, if I want to lose only 2%, and that way he will work, and he'll put in more effort to create better strategies, and he'll work in such a way that is psychologically be fit for to trade every day. He doesn't have to, अगर मेरे 15 दिन में अगर मेरे पूरे पैसे उड़ गए, तो हाँ 15 दिन बाद मेरी सैलरी आ जाएगी. He won't be putting that. But for a full-time trader, he'll manage his risk. If he takes a decent hit, he will scale down and he'll work hard in a way to get back up to his all-time high. So the psychological aspect varies bit to bit and from trader to trader. So you can find aggressive traders with different kind of psychologies, and there are some very risk averting traders as well, who will manage their psychology in such a way that they don't want to see any kind of drawdown, they don't want to take any kind of unprecedented risk or any kind of hits in their trading capital.
True. काफी सारे questions आ चुके हैं. Mr. Srivastava, do you want to pick one?
let me pick two. There is one interesting question from Khan Safi and one from Rahul Nadar. Rahul ji, pehla to you don't have to really calculate on the real time. You just open an account with any broking company, be it Indiabulls or anyone. You get to see that ready-made. So you don't have to really calculate delta. Now, एक question है Vega पे. What are the implications of Vega on option prices on the expiry day, and how can we take it to your advantage? तो राहुल जी, sorry खान सर, इसका आंसर मैं दो तरीके से दूंगा. Depend if you are a buyer or seller. Okay. Vega for at the money option is lower. और उसका कारण क्या है ना, आप देखो कभी क्या होता है ना, आपने दूर का जोड़ी बेचा है या दूर का ऑप्शन सिंगल लेग बेचा है, implied volatility का sensitivity कम हो जाता है on the expiry day. That is Vega. So if you are seller, अगर आप फ्लावर ऑप्शंस बेचे हो तो अगर आई भी बढ़ भी रहा तो उसका सेंसिटिविटी टू द प्राइस इज वेरी लो, ठीक है। सो बेसिकली एट द मनी में थोड़ा इंट्रिंसिक वैल्यू रहता है, वहां पे इम्पैक्ट दिखता है, बट बहुत बाहर में सेंसिटिविटी कम होता है तो नहीं दिखता है, मैंने दिखता भी तो बहुत लास्ट आवर्स में जब टाइम एकदम से डिमिनिशिंग हो गया होता है। तो सो टू आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन यू हैव टू फर्स्ट राइट ऑल्सो कि आई एम ए सेलर, आई एम ए बायर, एंड देन उसका इम्पैक्ट। और दूसरा ये थोड़ा सा above the बेसिक्स और इंटरमीडिएट लेवल है, तो so you know we'll have to have a detailed idea what is your question and then we can answer this. Okay, Priyanka Dubey, how do you use binomial model to estimate? Priyanka जी, हमारे यूजर्स समझ नहीं पाएंगे सवाल, व्हाट आर द डिफरेंस बिटवीन ट्रेडिंग ऑप्शंस एंड एक्सपायरी डे and versus other day? Yeah, so Komal, this is a very good question. What are the difference between trading option on expiry day and on versus other day? देखो again to answer this, एक एक चीज समझते हैं, if you are a buyer or if you are a seller, अगर आप सेलर हो तो आपका पूरा पर्पस होता है डीके का अर्निंग बनाना, ठीक है, एंड डीके इज नॉट देयर ऑन द अदर देन एक्सपायरी डे। इफ यू आर अ बायर, आपका पर्पस होता है डायरेक्शनल मूव का फायदा उठाएं। नाउ डायरेक्शनल मूव्स बेनिफिट यू व्हेन देयर इज ए हायर डेल्टा, सो इट कुड हैपन, say let's see today's example. Today assume there is no expiry and we close around let me see the levels, 23,045 on the spot and 23,060 on the synthetic. आपको आपने पुट लिया तो पुट का एक डेल्टा होता है, आज एक्सपायरी डे नहीं था, तो 23,060 टुडे 5 पॉइंट मूव किया, पुट में एक प्रीमियम गेन हुआ। 23,060 टुमारो 5 पॉइंट मूव करे, पुट कैन गेन मोर प्रीमियम। उसका कारण क्या पता है? यू गेट अ हायर डेल्टा, और हायर डेल्टा का, so let me come it through a different way to help you understand this. So what is delta and all? I mean, you would have read a lot of books and notes or YouTube videos, and there are two ways, one तो जो भी उसका वैल्यू है उतना मूव का absolute reflection है, दूसरा the probability is to expire in the money. So suppose something is having 0.40 delta, it means इसका in the money होने की संभावना 40% है ना। देखो, आप किसी चीज की संभावना 7 दिन पहले उतना अच्छी तरह से नहीं बता सकते हो जितना 1 दिन पहले या 2 घंटे पहले बता सकते हो। तो assume something having a 40% probability is to be in the money, I can do a better probability analysis on the day of expiry. So वो डेल्टा भी थोड़ा ज्यादा रहता है because you are doing a better probability, right? तो there are two ways, बायर के हिसाब से और सेलर के हिसाब से, ठीक है। और बहुत क्वेश्चन है yeah. Milind Panchalji, jump in the underlying price. So yes, that's absolute reflection of delta. अगर आप long volatility हो, long vol हो, तो I mean, first of all you have to figure out direction, and then you have to figure out, are you going to go with the long? Suppose you are going up, so you're going with long call or shorting a put. तो it's a direct reflection, जो हो रहा है वो उसका underlying पे impact आता है। ओके, एक क्वेश्चन है दर्शित भगवान सर। देखो, ये डायरेक्शन की बात कर रहे हो सर आप, पांड्या जी। वी जनरली अवॉइड एनी ट्रेड रिकमेंडेशन डायरेक्शंस एंड ऑल, बट अगर आप कल के लिए स्ट्रेटजी पूछो तो आई वुड से लेट्स गो विद अ बंच ऑफ स्ट्रेटजी, डायरेक्शनल, नॉन डायरेक्शनल एंड थोड़ा सा लॉन्ग बॉल, शॉर्ट बॉल सब जाना होगा कल के लिए, क्योंकि आज ही 700 पॉइंट का मूवमेंट आया है, अभी कोई स्ट्रेटजी काम नहीं करता है ना।
Mr. Fardeen का भी एक क्वेश्चन है, how do you use stop loss orders or other risk management strategies to limit losses on expiry day?
Okay, एक चीज तो है, if you ask me personally, the stop loss I do it on the percentage, because बहुत लोग बोलते हैं निफ्टी में 25 पॉइंट का स्टॉप लॉस, 25,000 पे 25 पॉइंट स्टॉप लॉस और 12,000 25 पॉइंट स्टॉप लॉस अंतर होता है। So if you ask me, there are many ways, like so if you are an option trader, the adjustment is the essence of all this, okay, but if you're talking about stop loss as such, so I go by the percentage. So अगर मैंने 20 रुपए का ऑप्शन खरीदा है तो उसका मान लो 10 से 20% टिपिकल स्टॉप लॉस में डालता हूँ, तो वो अकॉर्डिंगली होगा. अगर मैं 200 का ऑप्शन खरीदता हूँ तो अकॉर्डिंगली मैं डालता हूँ परसेंटेज में. ठीक है. बहुत लोग करते हैं जो निफ्टी पे फिक्स स्टॉप लॉस रखते हैं, बट देन वो इट डज नॉट वर्क ऑन द एक्सपायरी डे.
Right, we are waiting for more questions from everyone. Meanwhile, ऐसे मार्केट के माहौल में मिस्टर श्रीवास्तव and मिस्टर नायर, how can we use algo to our best advantage?
Actually, this is the best market for the algo because manually you can do lot of blunders, है ना. आप ही देखो, at one point you should have exited the short trades or the long puts. Manually हम तो इमोशनली वेट करता रहे, नहीं फिर गिरेगा. बट इफ इट इज एन एल्गोरिदम इट वुड हैव स्क्वायर्ड ऑफ योर प्रॉफिट, बुक प्रॉफिट कर लिया था या ट्रेलिंग एसएल हो गया था. मैनुअली हम बहुत इमोशनल हो जाते हैं. अगर आप ही सोचो, आप अगर 250 पॉइंट नीचे हो, आपका पुट है तो लालच तो बढ़ता जाएगा, यार हाँ और गिरेगा. वो गिर रहा ना 5 दिन से, बट नोबडी वुड हैव थॉट कि भाई ये तो पूरा रिकवर करके और 100 पॉइंट ऊपर चल जाएगा, एंड देन वी वुड हैव टेकन अ हिट. But system would not have seen. I mean, system so okay, we have like there is a trailing SL, there is a profit booking, and we backtest every single thing on the algorithm. So the advantage of algorithm is ki when you backtest 6 month, 1 year, 2 year, you possibly cover all the scenarios and then you build your strategy. तो एक एडवांटेज है कि बैकटेस्ट करना. दूसरा एडवांटेज ये है कि इमोशनलेस ट्रेडिंग होता है. एंड बाय द वे, जस्ट टू ऐड, आई एम टॉकिंग टू योर लॉट ऑफ पीपल इनटू योर tech team, and they are also making some great product, but then they all are waiting for exchange approval and the new regime of the algo to start. So yeah, I'm eagerly waiting and looking at Indiabulls to offer me those services.
Right. Mr. Nair, आपके क्या thoughts हैं algo trading?
So coming back to the point, जैसे राजेश भैया भी बोल रहे थे कि like he said, emotionless trading के लिए we are using the algo. So right now, hope trading is something which can destroy you personally. So right now, if you are shorting up a premium of 10 rupees, even if it goes, you had a stop loss at 20 rupees, when it goes to 15, you remove the stop loss. But in algo trading, you are not going to do that because that is a completely emotional study, and algo will definitely work on the data points. वो इधर उधर के सारी चीजें नहीं देखेगा. So अब क्या है कि जैसे हमने अगर कोई भी अगर स्ट्रेटेजी बनाई, सो मैनुअली वी कैन हैव अ बास्केट ऑफ strategies as well, but manually we cannot be able to punch that and manage those accordingly. But once if we go into the algo trading, we'll be able to manage those in a way better way. So हमारे certain data parameters होते हैं कि at a certain point, along with many parameters के VIX cool down होने पे उसके हिसाब से हम उसको ट्रेल कर सकते हैं certain parameters के हिसाब से. अब मैनुअली ये सारी चीजें करना पॉसिबल नहीं होती है. It's very hard to manage that basket as well. So in that case, algo will give us the upper hand, and right now the moves which we are seeing in such scenarios, the algos are the best way to capture those kind of movements and use it to your advantage actually.
Right. Well, that's definitely good to know. I'm afraid that's all the time that we have as of now. And काफी अच्छी participation रही है. Lots of questions coming in from viewers today, and it's been great to have the both of you on screen with us. So thank you, Mr. Srivastava. Thank you, Mr. Nair. Any comments before we close the show? Anything that traders should keep in mind in general in this current market scenario?
कल के लिए बहुत प्रीमियम नहीं है, तो आप थोड़ा केयरफुल रहना. और दूसरी बात, if the market synthetic remains below the spot, if you are not a very expert option trader, stay out.
Well, that's good to know. Anything that you would like to say, Mr. Nair?
Yes, so manage your risk accordingly, and it's not a bad idea to sometimes sit and watch the markets, because money not lost is also money earned, to be frank.
Good to know. Well, thank you everyone so much for joining us. We'll definitely catch you soon. और हमारे Indiabulls accounts @IndiabullsSec. Please follow us on Facebook, Twitter and LinkedIn. वहाँ पे आपको पता चलेगा कि हमारे कौन से नए webinars आ रहे हैं and how you can participate in those. So once again, Mr. Nair and Mr. Srivastava, thank you so much for joining us. We'll catch you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.